That was quite a synchronised step.
Synced stomping.
The legend that is Misha Mansour from the amazing band Periphery has bequeathed this incredible, amazing machine. And we have the privilege of trying it today.
We do. So, Misha has, obviously for a number of years now, kind of pioneered that whole djent genre. And I remember Rob and I looking at a pedal that he'd had done as a sort of a signature pedal a few years ago called the Dead Horse Deluxe. And I remember at the time thinking, this is a fairly unconventional pedal, isn't it? Because it was designed to layer over an existingly kind of high gain sound just to sort of tighten in a way. And I don't think Rob and I really did that demo much justice, really, because I think we tried to use it more like a traditional distortion pedal.
Yes.
So let's.
we didn't get it.
Yeah, we're gonna. This is Misha's step forward, if you like, with that. So it's kind of got a little bit of that sort of Dead Horse Deluxe vibe about it, but it's also got a built-in gate, and it's got quite a bit more control over the way that the pedal kind of attacks and tightens up the sound.
But also as an artist, there's about 1,000 tours he's done between this and the previous product.
Yes.
So he's a lot more experienced with sound and tone and what he wants to get live and what he wants to get in the studio. So this is the result of a lot of hard work, blood, sweat and tears from the Mansour.
I think it's versatile enough. He's also using it in a couple of, he's got a couple of 70s kind of pop tribute bands, which is Brotherhood of Misha Mansour and the
Manfred Mansour.
Yes, the Misha Manfred Mansour band.
Okay.
So we'll probably do a few of those.
I'm sorry, Misha,
shortly.
but it's a Captain of the Chappers review.
It's so this is as far as I understand now, this is Misha's own company, or at least he's one of the partners in this company. Yeah, absolutely good for him. So here's the rig. We have a Hughes & Kettner Tubemeister 40 set to a pretty high gain tone.
Should I play them the tone?
Well, and this guitar. So this is one of the brand new Chapman MLV Pros.
Yes, it's got a thick maple top. It's got a mahogany body. It's got a Floyd
What kind
Rose.
of pickups are in it?
Chapman Stentoria, now an Eco 5 humbuckers, Lee.
Nice. Well, there you go. So that's the rig. We haven't got any other pedals apart from a reverb pedal, which is going through the effects loop of the amplifier.
Which I've currently got off, just so we can hear the naked, bare, natural home tone.
And you may be looking at this going, well, that's an unusual setting for a drive pedal. You've got the drive almost all the way off here. So, but this is our basic sound with no pedal on. And if I put the pedal on, you'll see it tightens up.
See that big again? This one? Back it on, back it on. You can really hear it clean up those individual notes. Now with a bit of immersive reverberate.
I mean, that's a really great demo of, whilst this is a fairly subtle kind of effect, it makes a tremendous difference to the tightness and the note clarity when you're playing with that amount of gain. Whilst Rob's playing now, I'll begin to mess around with some of the controls. I'm not really gonna, I don't really need to add more drive to this sound, which is why we've got the drive so low, but I'm gonna play with the attack control. As I turn it up, you'll notice that the bass is removed, and the sound therefore becomes more articulate and tighter.
Although a little bit boring, it might be useful if I just chug on a thing.
The gate control is how fast you're hearing the gate coming in, which again, if you know, for those kind of very, very almost like gunfire kind of, sort of riffs is helpful to get, again, that note definition in there. And then the brightness and the volume at the top are pretty much exactly what they say they do.
They explain themselves.
Yes, they do. So let's start with the attack all the way down and the gate kind of off for its, I suppose, most flabby sound, natural sound maybe. You can see, obviously, the gate, the light underneath the control comes on to show you when the gate's on. So if I turn it all the way down, you'll see it.
You'll hear it still ring a little bit.
Slightly.
Yeah, it cuts off.
So again, that if you're trying to perhaps play more subtle lead controls and you want more decay, you perhaps wouldn't want the
Whack
gate
it all
on.
the way up, mate.
So you can kind of see with this, I'm going to leave this on because the gate stops the noise. You can kind of see with a pedal like this, you already need a fairly brutal high gain kind of tone to use it like this, which is, I guess, he's got his new PV Invicta or something like that, and is extremely well known for using Axe effects and all those kind of very high gain tones. Obviously, we've not used the drive control yet, so let's assume that we're going to use this as a slightly more conventional drive pedal now. Imagine your amp doesn't have that kind of crushing high gain tone. Imagine you've got
a crunch.
I don't know, just like an amp that when you dial in all the gain, it's just not enough.
Like this. And there'll be loads of you out there, particularly with some of the more budget amplifiers. Orange Crush, that kind of thing.
Kind of, where it's just not quite enough. So here's where we're going to start to dial in the drive control, so we're getting some of the actual overdrive tone from the pedal coming through the amplifier. So whilst I'll fiddle a bit more with this. The bright control is I like because it's not one of those completely crazy pointless things where absolutely no top end, far too much top end, which is sort of I guess a conventional tone control.
Tweaking the sweet spot.
It's going through it between a fairly narrow kind of usable parameter, and the output, obviously the volume output on here will just give you a little bit more boost and drive into your amp if you want it. If you haven't noticed, the attack control is a like a 5-way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-way.
It's notched, isn't it? Yeah.
Notched thing, yeah. So again, it's easy to find the exact kind of point that you want it.
What's it like with lead?
Yeah, well, look, let's
go to channel C.
Channel C, so we're already going to use a fairly gainy set. Now, I suspect with lead, you may want... Would you want a bit more of that bass end in there? Or would you...
And I want less of the gate.
So less of the gate, perhaps less attack, and a little bit of drive. Well, let's see what happens. So here's a...
Actually, it really tightens up.
Do you want more reverb there, Rob? Or
No, that's fine. No, it really tightens up some of the runs. I like that. It's giving you like, it's giving me life.
It gives the initial bite of each note, or it gives the initial attack of each note just a bit more bite, which creates that idea of sort of definition, doesn't it?
Yeah, if I could palm mute my upper string runs, which I can't, that would sound a lot better. Actually, maybe I can, I don't know. Kind of.
So, you know, it is a pedal designed to do a specific job.
It's a fine tuner.
Yeah, it's a great shout. It's perhaps not like a Swiss Army knife drive pedal that'll do a little bit of everything. That perhaps there are other pedals on the market that'll perhaps be a bit more.
Yeah,
like
it's not stick this in front of a blues amp and get a rock tone. It's a fine tuner for kind of a crunchy to a gain tone that you want to shape into your aggressive, modern, articulate, precise Djent tone.
But I think when you get a guy who is like, the godfather of Djent, and I don't know if Misha's been referred to that before, but he shall now forever be known as the godfather. Actually, is he really the...
Well, he would probably argue that bands like Meshuggah and Sixth did a lot of the groundwork, but he certainly refined it.
Yes. So what would he be then?
Refiner.
The refiner.
He's the arbiter of tone.
So I guess, it's quite cool when a guy like that takes a vested interest in a
It was great watching your little forearm get the work out of its life.
Do you know what? Here's a tip. Here is a tip for a crap rock metal player like myself. My go-to plectrum at the moment is actually not a gravity plectrum anymore. I've started using, and I've rubbed the name off so I don't even know what it is, a prime tone, a Dunlop prime tone, which is the same kind of thickness as a gravity plectrum, but it's got the beveled edges. And when I was interviewing Paul Gilbert recently, he was playing so fast, and I was thinking, I can't even do that. And his plectrums are like a piece of paper.
Yeah, they are.
Here they are. Then does it say on it what it is?
It's a 0.5.
It's like less than that even.
No, it's a 0.5.
Is it 0.5?
Yeah.
So, and I actually find that style of very, very fast picking much, much easier.
Let's
with a real flimsy
challenge
plectrum.
chappers. That's hard.
Is that Brotherhood of Misha Manfred Man?
Yeah, it is.
Tune. So. So you've been listening to this whole demo with Rob's guitar tune to Drop C Sharp. Which is some sort of computer language as far as I'm concerned.
Cobol.
Anyway. So there we go. I've been the captain.
I've been Chappers.
Have a plectrum.
Take it easy. We love you, Misha.
I actually hit the microphone on the camera.
We love you, Misha. Bye. This is Rory from the UK. Tell me about Rory.
So he edits videos. Rory's awesome.